We are live. This is at the close. We have arrived at the final half hour of the trading day, of the trading week, of the trading month. And we're limping. We're limping like someone who's just ran a marathon and is barely hanging on and just dragging their feet, crawling to the finish line here. I'll bring Joel on right now. Let's do this. We got a half hour left in the day. Let's talk about the market. What's up? Well, I mean, almost nothing is up. What's down? Pretty much everything. And where we go from here. Let's do it. Smash that like button. Here we go. All right, it is time for pre-market prep at the close.
3 consecutive highs, opened, matched yesterday's low, and then once it took out there, that's all the breakout momentum traders needed.
Man, Joel, I'm tired, like just in general, and also tired of looking at my
Red.
screens. Yeah,
a lot of red on the screen here. Down 135 handles at 41.48. The only thing you have down here is that crazy Tuesday after hours low that was at 41.36.75. We were okay until the 10 o'clock turn, and they turned this and they turned it south, led by, Amazon, the big tech, and also Apple. We can get into those individual issues. Crude, big turnaround, almost got to 108. Now we're down a $1.22 at 104.14. Gold surrenders some of its gains. It's now up 1080 at 1902.10. Silver going the opposite way and kind of big on a percentage basis, down 1.5%. That's 35 cents at 22.83. Bitcoin clinging to 38K, folks, down 17.20 at 38.345. And Ethereum futures, they're down more, even on a percentage basis. They're down 5.33%, $157 at 27.88.
So on big up days, I always like to look and see who is not participating in the rally. And on big down days, I'm equally as curious to see, oh, okay, who is holding up? Almost nothing is holding up today. There's like 25 stocks in the entire S&P 500 that are green. 25 out of like 505, right? It's just the evenness of the sell-off is a sight to behold, Joel. Every sector well in the red and no chance of going green today. The only relative strength, if you want to call it that, I put strength in quotes there, is materials, which are only down 1.25%, or industrials. Those are your only sectors that are down less than 2% today. It is pretty remarkable. There are random stocks that are up. Stocks like Tesla, for example, we probably start there, right? Tesla had this nice pop off the open that was kind of strange to me. It's given a lot of it back now, but it will likely. Actually, I shouldn't even say that, Joel. It could still close red, but it's looking like it's green now. I mean, it's up 0.62% on the day, representing one of the very few pockets of strength out there.
Yeah, I'm not sure what got into that off the
Yeah.
open. Maybe they just a little relieved. Elon did sell some more stock.
Yeah, we knew it. We knew it, Joel. We knew it.
We a sneaky Elon.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it's kind of a weird formation. Let's see. I mean, it is staying green on the session, so that has that going for it. Hasn't hit the low of the day yet. Low of the day is 80. Oh wait, I stand corrected. It got within 24 cents of going red. Good observation there. 877.51 was your close from yesterday. It got to 77.75. Hard to really find support underneath that because yesterday's low was down at 821.70, but not sure why they took it up so hard off the open, but coming back down to earth now for sure.
Yeah. I mean, it's not. There's not much else. Amazon having its worst day since 2006. 2006, Joel. 2006. Worst day for the stock in, I can't even do math, 16 years? That's insane.
Yeah, you talked about the monthlies, or we talked about the monthlies here, and when stocks get into these kind of ranges, that's what you got to respect. Your June 220 low came in at 24.37.13. You took that out by $5, went to 32 and a half. Little bit of a rebound now, not much, but a little at least a monthly level there. That doesn't mean it's that's not going to work its way lower. But if you're doing any short term trading, any option trading, or scalping intraday, yeah, it bounces off a monthly. Took it out by $5. You probably weren't too happy when it went to 24.32. But bad day, down 14.5%. You lost your leadership. Apple, the
Yeah.
report, we were talking about that had a big range. Microsoft now giving back $10 of those earnings gains. Google been under pressure since its report, and now the next behemoth to fall, Amazon. So, what led us up here and held us up is we lost our leadership, folks, and doesn't look like we're going to regain it at least in today's session.
I wish I had some stats. I don't have them handy, but I'll do some research over the weekend. This has got to be one of the worst days in terms of just looking at the 11 sectors in the aggregate. This has to be one of the worst days for all 11 sectors combined, at least since COVID, I would presume. Like since the March bottom. I don't remember a day when the best performing sector was down like only down 1.1 third percent, and everything else was down more than 2%. Because at this point,
Nowhere to hide today. No,
no,
really, nowhere to hide.
every sector now is down 2% except for materials. So it's just nowhere to go. Nowhere to go. I went just for fun. I was looking at like did any stocks actually make new 52-week highs today? The only ones that did are stocks that are being taken over and bought out. So there's nothing relevant there. Oh, there is one I saw. LNTH Lantheus Holdings. It's a diagnostics company. They had earnings I think this morning or last night. Hershey's doing okay. Kellogg's is doing okay, right? They're red, but they're okay, like by and large on their dailies. What I was telling you though, Joel, is I'm kind of just have my eyes glued right now on these monthly charts, particularly as it pertains to the SPY, the Qs, and the IWM. Seeing as how this is the last trading day of April, that's just all I can look at is just the monthlies on those three, and they all look terrible.
Yeah, they do. The Qs are now below their February low. The S&P's just kind of hanging in there. I don't know what is holding it up, but something is keeping it off that 40.93 and a quarter. Or
Yeah.
if you're going basis the SPY, it's a little bit lower. That would be 410.64 in the SPY, not too far from that. Uh, the IWM, that was leaking before the others took out the low, and he did take out the low from yesterday. So IWM showing a little bit of relative strength. We have popped out of this area so many times before. Let's see if we can pop out of here again. As SPOOs are now 12 points off the low.
Yeah, I saw somebody mentioning SARK in the chat. I'm gonna reach out to Matt Tuttle because he's got a new ETF that is set to open for trade on Monday. It's TARK. It's a leveraged ARKK fund, so it's gonna do double of whatever ARKK does. So if ARKK goes up 1%, TARK will go up 2%, and then vice versa. I'm gonna reach out to Tuttle, see if we can get him on the show next week because
Okay, sounds good.
it's going to be interesting. So yeah, a few other stocks. Bill Big D mentioned Honeywell. Honeywell is having itself a nice little day here. At least it was last I checked. I don't want to. Yeah, Honeywell is still in the green.
Yeah, red
Yeah,
candle pop, giving some back. Took out the after hours high, tried to work into this gap. I don't know if this was from earnings February, but you can't be happy with the candle, giving it back. So protecting the low of the day, and then you fall into the gap. But on a day like this, even if you have good earnings, people are like
yeah.
looking for something to sell, and they found that in the green. So, Honeywell, good day, just not a great looking candle for it.
I just want to briefly, because I know I'll forget if I don't mention it now, mention things to look out for. Berkshire Hathaway reports earnings tomorrow. They're the only company that can get away with doing their earnings on a weekend. So that'll be in focus on Monday, is whatever Berkshire Hathaway says tomorrow. I will most definitely be watching the stream as I try to do every year, because I think it's fun and interesting and cool. And then next week, Joel, is a big week. Okay, I think it's the biggest week in terms of quantity of earnings,
Yeah.
sheer number, but not just that though. We have a Fed meeting on Wednesday and a jobs number on Friday. We got a lot going on next week.
Yeah, and then the Kentucky Derby on Saturday.
And then the Kentucky Derby and then Mother's Day. I mean, there's a
Really?
lot going
Mother's
on.
Day's next week?
Yeah, it's the isn't it? It's the first, isn't it always the first weekend in May? Yeah.
Wow. Wow.
Someone
Fast
help me out
market
here.
next weekend then, huh?
Fast market, yeah. So we got a lot going on. If you guys have any individual tickers, drop them in the chat. We'll take a look. I saw a few. Let's go back and cover them if we can here. Someone mentioned no, we're not going to talk GameStop. Okay, I don't even know what it's doing. I'm sure it's down, but I'm not interested in GameStop right now. Oh, it's only down 3%. Good for GameStop. Let's talk about what do I see here? Intel. Let's go to Intel.
Smelly Intelly.
Yeah.
I'm bag holder central in this one. Did we go over this morning? Was the
No, we
report
didn't.
that
No, we
bad?
didn't. They had earnings last night. We didn't even cover it. We couldn't. There was too much to talk about.
Oh boy. I mean, you're going back to an area. Whew, boy, oh boy. The COVID low, it's below right at the COVID low. 43.63 was the COVID low. Couple other monthly lows here. 43.20, 42.86, and then going all the way back. So you are coming in as support, but how many times is this is it gonna hold that support? But just a bad day, bad month, ending on the low for the month. But theoretically, I guess you could still say it's on monthly support.
Coinbase for Tom. Tom, I don't know what
Tom looking
don't
at
know
the
what to tell you,
Coinbase,
man.
probably a new all-time low today, right? Let's
Yeah,
see,
that's what it is.
Coinbase.
No, no,
Oh
actually
no, it's
no.
not. No, it's
Yesterday,
hanging on there by the hint.
yesterday.
It's chinny chin chin. 1332, 1443. Ah, boy, it's closing near that area. I mean, not getting away from it. I'm worried about Bitcoin taking out 38K. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. Don't average down and pick a point where you wanna take your loss. But definitely, Bitcoin's working against it. The market's working against it, and that's it. 113.32 all time low. That was made yesterday.
All right. Our fan is asking for like Adobe or Autodesk, and more specifically, whether or not they've bottomed out. I don't know how you can confidently even venture a guess to say that anything has bottomed out right now. Right? I mean, I don't know how
Oh
you
man, it looks like
how
it's
you
sitting
do it.
on a cliff. Look at that. I mean, four lows in the same area. I mean, closing near the low. I can't tell you that stock is
Yeah,
bottomed,
I
right?
know. I know. Everything
Yeah.
looks dangerous. I said this earlier, and the reason I like taking flyers sometimes on stocks when they're at support is because they give you a very obvious sell signal, right? It's as soon as it falls below, you're done. That's that, right? So
Yeah. Yep.
right. It's easy. It's the easiest trade in the world because you have your stop as clear as day, as opposed to just chasing the stock that's making a new 52-week high. A little bit less obvious there, as far as when you would stop yourself out. But yeah, I don't.
Next monthly low, Adobe is 382. So I don't know if you tried to buy it yet, but what? And I've seen this work before. You have an area of support, like this 399, 400. Sometimes you pierce it for a day or two and then come back above it. But right now, bearing down on it hard. Next monthly low, 382.
What else did I? Does it Travis ask what Apple's doing? Yeah, we should probably look at Apple. Thanks, Travis. That's a
It's
good idea.
going down. I just looked at this.
You
I
know what though?
mean,
You know what though? That's it could have been worse, right?
Yeah, had that ridiculous pop off the open. And I mean, I guess you could theoretically you could say, this chart actually looks better than the S&Ps. It looks like you got someone just scaling down buying, just maybe they're trying to cover the options or something. So it's not getting killed. That was just a weird day for it yesterday into the earnings. But the market continues in the direction it's going. You got to take this as a date with 155.38.
Yeah. Oh man. Salen's watching Hood, which actually had a very nice opening, what is that, half hour of the day? Robinhood did
Yeah.
15 minutes. It was a well, no, it was actually more like, I guess you can even say it had a very nice 3 hours or 2 hours because even at 11:30 the thing was at 10:50.
Yeah,
Um
it got up to
but
1080. Yeah, that had a little bit of a pop. Probably some people were looking for things just to crater and go to 850 and didn't do it. Not a bad day. I'm not sure about the rally here, but made a new all-time low and then came back. S&Ps are now at that last after hours print that you had on Tuesday. That
the
low, that crazy low that you had on Tuesday was at 36.75. Looks like we'll be there in just a few minutes here.
Yeah, this is how you know it's not good into the close. I've got my pro open. I'm looking at on the top right there. I got my signals tool. It's giving me price spikes, stocks making new highs, stocks making new lows, and every signal right now is spike down, new low, spike down, new low, new low. So here's there's a handful of spikes up in there, but mostly just down and new lows as we leak into the close here. Making
Yep.
new lows of the day across the board, and that's
Yep, just hit 37.50. That was a mere 3 ticks from that crazy after hours low that we had on Tuesday, as I mentioned. And back slightly in the 41.40 handle. Probably get some imbalances, but you can only imagine what way they're leaning.
yeah. And someone in the chat mentioned Twitter, which is it's gonna have an inside. Oh no, it's not an inside day from yesterday, but still a small range, a range of $1.50 today, which I'll take that. I don't want any more of these $2-3 ranges in Twitter for me. Just give me a $1 range and I'm content. But
Yeah, I mean, everything I'm seeing it, that the deal is going through. So you got the money, the way Musk is going about the financing, the way he's going about selling stocks. Supposedly has a CEO, already picked out. Actually, Tesla just went red there, so I'm sure he's not happy about that. But definitely a repricing of that stock, and now that it's joined the rest of the top components in the S&P in the red.
oh, you know what we didn't mention randomly is the casinos, Joel. How last I checked, Las Vegas Sands. Oh, now it's and now it's red. I was gonna say it was in the green. Same with Win. When we started the show, they were both up, and now they went from green to red on us here in the last few minutes. So bummer of a day there. But they're holding up still. I mean, if you're just going red now, it means you're having a pretty good day compared to everybody else.
Yeah, you're
So
holding up. I just kind of, I mean, nowhere to go, right? It was up, it was down. I mean, I don't even know why these stocks would have rallied, but they've hit their resistance points, and now they're right back down. Must hold 36 and pen. You can see all those lows at 36. Wow, big leg down here. We just made mincemeat out of that 36.75 low. We just eclipsed it by about 10 handles here. We probably got a big selling balances, huh? Is that the story?
you know what? I didn't even here. Let's look right now. I'm sure it's probably in the billions,
Trillions,
trillions. No, let's not go crazy here. No,
gazillions.
no, I'm seeing like 2 billion. So nothing too crazy. Gosh, I don't know what else to say. Honestly, it's Friday afternoon. It's the end of the month, and everything now. My signals tool is blowing up with new lows. Microsoft new low. Uh, I don't know, Joel. How do you feel about the draft last night? You happy with Aiden Hutchinson going to the Lions?
Yeah, I'm not a huge
No, you're
Lions
not.
fan.
Oh
So
no, now it got bigger. Sorry, 7 billion to sell.
yeah,
Whoa!
yeah, everyone's getting out ahead of those selling balances, though. Be careful though on those kind of trades, folks, because those things can get offset in a heartbeat. We just hit 23.50. I think you just cleaned out some stops there, and now trying to recover a little bit. But boy, oh boy, if you need to sell the day and you're waiting till the close, man, I don't know about that as a recommendation. But be careful if you're chasing those selling balances, folks. Like as I said, they can flip, and they can flip in a heartbeat on you. But now everything is red by a wide margin. The S&Ps are getting a little bit of a bounce here 9 minutes ago in the session.
All right, I just want to do this fast. Let me go because I like just looking at these monthly candles here, and I'm going to bring up go through the major indexes here in pro because it's nice and big. So here we have the Dow Jones. Look at that. It actually doesn't look that terrible, right? Your DIA ETF, it's going to close above the low from February March, which is something I suppose. Though it'll close at the low of the month here. Looks better than your Russell, for example, right? Which looks disastrous. Your SPY, which looks pretty darn bad as well, and your Qs, which look equally as bad as the SPY, if not a little bit worse. So, uh, still safety in the Dow. I mean, doesn't mean much today when it's down almost 3%. But that's I guess let's take that back. No safety in stocks. Safety in gold, right? So safety in commodities, not even commodities, just metals. How's silver doing, Joel? Silver up?
Silver is lagging here. Gold was up, silver was down. So I'm
Yeah,
not
I see that
sure.
too. I see that
Yeah,
too.
not exactly the kind of move. I don't know. I mean, gold came off its highs quite a bit, and silver just not. I mean, still laboring here under $23. So silver not following the gold market there.
Holy, nobody wants to go home long, Joel. Yeah,
No.
the SPY is now down. Okay, what is the let me look at this real fast. Like, when is the last time we had a day that was actually this bad? It's been a while. I actually think here, if I go to a daily on the SPY, I don't know, maybe you can find it before me. Was the 21st a worse day than this on a percentage basis? I don't think so. Let me see here. No, because we're down 3.75% today in the SPY, which I'm gonna say is our worst day. Oh my god, I'm scrolling way back now. This is really bad. How far back do I gotta go? I think I gotta go to COVID, Joel. I do.
Do ya?
This may be the worst day for the SPY since yeah, since March 2020 on a percentage basis. Yeah, March 2020.
Wow.
Holy cow! I mean,
Wow.
that's incredible.
Yeah, I mean, that's what, going into the close. I mean, that's what, you know, people are just bailing here into the close. It looks like we're going to close right on the lows here. There's 41.22
Oh
is your
no,
low.
and Joel, and what's the low of the year too? What's that February low? We're right there,
40.93.75.
40.93,
Yep.
and we're at 41.26.
Yep.
All
Yep.
right,
26,
so
27. Yep. We just hit 41.22
all
and
right.
trying to bounce, but very sloppy here in the last few minutes. Everyone that has this sold is trying to get out before the close. Is
Well,
there
the low of the year on the SPY is 410, and we're at 411 right now, so we're even closer on the SPY. But dear Lord, yeah, good night, Irene is right. I don't know what to say. I don't actually know what to say right now. I'm just sort of
Yeah,
sitting here
Tesla's
and
just slipped in the red too. So it's just a massive sea of red here. The only thing I got here trading up is gold up 470. But is there any issues anyone wants to take a look at here
well, there
before?
was a question. All right, you know what? Yeah, maybe let's just pull up the Berkshire chart, Joel, just so we can look at Burke heading into the meeting tomorrow. Um, get an idea because I'm sure we'll talk about it on Monday. So maybe a good idea.
Boom, boy, that had all those relentless moves up, and now pulling back. What do you went? 330. It already gave back half of this move. I say for Berkshire, I mean, you got a daily low. Your next daily low comes in at 318, and then you really got a drop after that. But just all those days relentless. Had to sell into strength. I didn't realize this had come off that much. But bad day for Berkshire. It will be interesting to see what they have to say tomorrow.
Yeah. Okay. There are a few questions like on Lockheed Martin in the chat.
LMT, a
Yeah.
defense stock. Um, Boom, that's giving back. I mean, it looks like you're bearing down on this low right here at 44.29.32. After that, it looks pretty thin in the 420 handle. Your next daily low comes after that at 421.70. I'm not sure where to do a retracement on that one, but looks pretty wide open here if you can't hold this 430.
All right. Real fast. Check this out. I just got this sent to me. This is our attempts at cramming as many of the earnings reports, the big ones at least, that we can onto a calendar for next week. You can see it's just jam packed. This is a fraction, a tiny fraction of the earnings reports that we're going to get. So just absolutely crammed morning, afternoon. You can see it. This is probably next week. I said is the peak of the earnings season, just from a quantity standpoint. So
It sure
we,
is.
we are past the big guns, right? The mega caps, the Microsoft and the Alphabet and the Facebook and the Apple and the Amazon. That's all past now. But now all the other guys come through. So just an absolute bonanza of earnings next week. Sorry, I'm catching up on the chat now. Can we check out Kroger? Sure.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just venture a guess and say Kroger's down 1.5% today. How'd I do?
2.86.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean it's good. I mean it's working its way back towards that gap area. So I think as long as you can, hold that gap area 52 and a quarter, I get a little concerned under that because you'd be filling the gap. I would have told you before today, you got to keep an eye on 56. So 56 looks like pretty good resistance, but that's in the rearview mirror. You just don't want to see this falling into the gap area.
Man. Zachary, don't worry. We will be tweeting out that graphic. And I'm gonna put it on Benzinga.com. So don't feel like you have to screenshot that. Joel, we're under 30 seconds. Thank goodness.
Yeah, the day's
can't
coming to an
I can't
end
take
on the
much
lows.
more of this.
On the lows for the week should be interesting setup for Monday. 1875 low, and looks like we're gonna go out right here at like 21.22. So, folks, try to enjoy your weekend, and we'll be back with you on Monday morning.
Here's
And
the good news. We are holding the low of the year. The
that
low
is good.
of the year has been held, and we did not make a new 2022 low today in the SPY at least. There's your good news. Your bad news is every sector was down more than 2%, with the exception of one, and that was down 1.95%. So just a brutal day out there. It's okay. We'll be back on Monday. There's always tomorrow. Take what Joel said to heart. Enjoy your weekend, and we'll be back on Monday morning. And hopefully, oh, Joel, wait, what are we going to do? How can you sell in May if you just sold in April?
Yeah.
There's nothing left to sell.
We'll take a look at the monthlies and we'll see if that's to be determined. Everyone have a great weekend.
Peace out, everyone.